Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Abomination Wave leader. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And today we are finally kicking off a fresh wave of Marvel Legends as I'm taking a look at this Gamerverse wave, aka the Abomination Build-A-Figure wave. And who else to start with than leader, or Marvel's leader to be exact. And he doesn't come with any accessories, just the Build-A-Figure piece, but he does look very vibrant in the box with that massive green cranium. On the side of the box we're getting a comic image of the leader looking very sinister there, plotting away. On the back, as always, we get a promo image and a little write-up that reads, Gamma radiation turns Samuel Stearns into the hyper-intelligent menace, the leader. And make sure you stick around as I am bringing back the Who Is He segment for this wave. So I will do a character breakdown as we get into this review. But as always, here we have a list of all the figures in this wave you need to complete the Abomination Build-A-Figure. Today we're looking at Leader. So yeah, happy to get stuck back into some Marvel Legends. Another new comic book character for my shelf. So without further ado, let's open him up. So here we have the leader out of the box, and to be fair, this is probably how he's going to be posed on my display forever and a day in this classic looking thinking pose. I really like the bright colours on this guy. When you've got green skin, let's be honest, you can wear anything you want. So the bright orange and yellow are definitely going to stand out amongst the display. So as you can see, no accessories at all apart from this giant leg. So this is obviously for the Abomination Build-A-Figure. So obviously stay tuned, and once I've reviewed all the figures in this wave, I will do a full review of this Abomination. But today is about this man, the leader. So I believe it's on the Reed Richards / Spider-Man body. They've sort of made a few tweaks, but I actually quite like this body mold. He's a slim guy. He's not a muscle-bound freak or anything like that. His real skill is that massive brain. And there are a few different versions of the leader that we've had in Marvel Legends form before. I know there's one where it sort of looks like he's got testicle head, and I'm glad they went with this more classic, straight looking. But he's sort of got the McDonald's receding hairline with the big I'm loving it M up there, but to be fair, I'm heading in that direction myself, so I sort of sympathise with the poor leader. But yeah, I like it. It's such a simple figure, but it's a character, a new character for my display. And yeah, look at him. He looks good. So let's zoom in, have a look at the details, and then we'll get into it. So here's a closer look at that massive chrome dome, and you can even see my lights actually shining in his forehead. And what I do quite like about the forehead, I'm not sure if it comes off in camera, but you can actually see his veins sculpted into the head sculpt, which I always appreciate those little details. But as I said, massive receding hairline with that evil goatee. Why do all bad guys sort of have some sort of weird facial hair? But yeah, there you go. Brand new sculpt, brand new head. And as you can see, it is massive. But yeah, that's what happens when your cranium is exposed to gamma radiation. It gets massive, I suppose. I wouldn't try that at home. But yeah, moving down to the chest area, I do think this is the Fantastic Four Reed Richards body, where the arms pop off, but obviously I'm not going to do that here. He's got like this yellow harness piece, which is a separate piece over the top. So I'm sure if you wanted to, you could take that off and just have the sort of orange and black body. But the harness works well with the belt and obviously the sort of gloves just that are painted onto the hands. Only two hands, but as I said, I think they're the right ones you're going to get. No interchangeable hands, but it's sort of like a thinking pose, and you can get him in that pose so easily for the shelf, so no problems from that. And then this one could maybe hold a gun or a weapon if you wanted to. I'm sure you have plenty of them in your collection. The belt seems a little bit high, but you can obviously just slide it down and it will hide that waist joint, because there is a waist joint there. So yeah, I would advise sliding that down rather than it sitting really high and making him look like he's got a massive waist. But the legs I think are from some sort of Spider-Man, but they're decent enough. Look at that. You can't ask for better articulation on a double jointed knee, can you, when he can kick his own ass? So yeah, looking good. So yeah, no complaints really from me from this leader. Again, maybe a few more accessories. We could have got that interchangeable head with the testicle style head, if that's what you're into. But still, the paint works okay. I've got a few little chips in the black, which make it a little bit more obvious when it's obviously the orange shining out from the black. But other than that, the paintwork seems okay. So yeah, no complaints from me. I said I had no complaints, and then I had a closer look. You can see that all the yellow is actually coming off this bottom part of the wrist, which is a little bit sloppy. So yeah, I said no complaints until I seen that. It seems fine on the other hand, but yeah, on this one, really sloppy paint there, which isn't a big deal, I suppose, but I'm gonna have to find the correct yellow paint if I want to tidy that up. But maybe if I display him with that hand behind his back and that one up to his face, I'm never gonna notice it on display. But still, sloppy paint. So leader, you want to know more about him? Then let's get into it, shall we? In a segment I like to call Leader. Who is he? This is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is he? And I try and give you a little bit of information about the character this figure is inspired by. So leader, who is he? Real name Samuel Stearns was exposed to gamma radiation which mutated him into a green, super intelligent being. Naming himself the leader, he first appeared in Tales to Astonish 62 in 1964. With a massive oversized brain used for evil, he is known for being one of the main enemies of the Hulk. So there you go, I hope that helps. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information about the characters these figures are inspired by. And I do think we need a decent adversary for the Hulk on the shelf. And I'm liking this leader. Apart from the sloppy paint job, I do think it's really good. I like the wrinkles in his forehead and the raised eyebrows, like he's intensely thinking as the leader should do. But let's get into some comparisons. And obviously, the first comparison is Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk himself. And I do think these scale really well together. The tones of green are different, but again, that's not a problem. I'm guessing everyone exposed to gamma radiation doesn't turn the same colour green, but I wouldn't know. I'm avoiding gamma radiation at all costs, to be honest. But yeah, those two look good together. And if I move them to the side a little bit, let's bring in someone else that they're famous for being a partner with, and it is of course the Abomination. Now the leader and the Abomination have teamed up before in the comments to try and take out the Hulk, so you could definitely do some ACBA or pose these two together on the shelf. But all three look great and they scale good together. I would say we probably need a bigger Abomination, but this is the Abomination Build-A-Figure wave, so maybe we're going to get one in this wave. And here we have the leader compared to the AIM and the Hydra army builders, because let's be honest, the leader doesn't like doing his dirty work himself. He likes to think up plans for other people to do, and I'm sure he has teamed up with AIM and Hydra in the comics at some point. But as you can see, his head is even taller than the AIM soldiers' sort of beehive helmet, so shows you how big his head is. Pow! So there he is, the leader. Final thoughts, I am very happy with him. I always am when I get to add new characters to my display, and I'm yet to have a leader on my shelf, and I need an adversary for the Hulk. So he's definitely going to stand out with that bright orange and yellow colour scheme, but I'm okay with that. The guy is bright green, so if I had bright green skin, I wouldn't care what colour uniform I wore either. But yeah, he's going to be intensely thinking up plans on my shelf, and yeah, happy with him. So you let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you gonna get this leader? Are you happy that we got this version of the head rather than the other one? Let me know in the comments below. Always curious to hear your thoughts, but stick around as I will be reviewing the rest of this wave. So you know what to do. Head over to the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. And if you want to support the channel that little bit more, head over to Patreon. You can do that. Links in the description below. Thank you very much. And as always, people, my name is Dan W, and I will, of course, see you on the next one.